we present My Music, a musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
Thank you. Thank you, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the main bout of the evening, a multi-round contest between, in the red corner, John Amis and Frank Muir, versus, in the blue corner, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Right, we begin. Round one is a bit of a fiddle. John, here is a recording of some passionate fiddling. Who are the fiddlers?
Well, I think one is the one they call in Wales Steffan Grapethli, and the other is the one they call all over the world Yehudi Menuhin.
That's absolutely right. They were about to play a lovely George Gershwin tune called Swonderful, which at the time of the recording, Menuhin kept calling So Wonderful. Let's play So Wonderful. Nice. Yes, Steffan Grappelli and Yehudi Menuhin it is, or was. Frank, sir. Which two musical talents combined to create this across the centuries?
Eight little measures to complete the song, but I'm afraid my little lungs will burst before too long. If only I can last the scale, I won't have failed to sing the little bit of waltz.
Right.
I think the screech element was Barbra Streisand.
Yes, that's right. And the composer? Not that he'd wish to own it, I think.
Chopin.
Yeah.
Chopin.
Yes. In fact,
Chopin.
John, it's the end of the
minute waltz.
Yes, the end of the minute waltz. Yes, it was Barbra Streisand, you're right. Ian, for you and for Denis, a singer of a different generation altogether. I'm going to ask you, Ian, to place the song, and you, Denis, to identify the singer.
So pure, so bright, burst her beauty on my sight. Oh, so mild, so divine, she beguiled this heart of mine.
Ian, the song.
Conjures up a wonderful picture, doesn't it, of somebody like Nikolai Gedda after the opera deciding to go to a nightclub,
yes,
having sung that particular opera, and hearing that, I think he'd love it.
I think he probably would.
Yeah, I'm sure. The opera is Martha,
yes,
by Flotov.
Yep. Yes,
it was updated into this song called Martha, which actually I've heard Wingy Manone. That sounded like Connie Boswell.
Yeah,
is it?
That's right. It was Connie Boswell with Bob Crosby's Bobcats. Oh. And the song is normally known, Ian, as
Ma Paris.
Ma Paris, yes, that's right. Yeah.
I have a very slight connection with Mr. Flotov.
Have you?
Bully for you.
Because my first piano teacher was his grandniece, granddaughter,
really? Something
like that.
Did she get you to play that?
To her eternal credit, no.
I've noticed that in opera and operetta, the cast lists often include some rather strange characters. In one of Dvorak's operas, for instance, you'll find a water sprite, a turnspit, and 3 dryads. Not people you meet every day of your life, unless you're a fish. John, where then might I find a theatre dresser, a high school boy, an animal tamer, and a banker?
This is Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu.
Lulu, right, which is an opera by Alban Berg.
Alban Berg's Lulu, yes. Frank, where can I find the Dew Fairy?
In some distant wet grass.
a damp spot.
Foreign field. Yes.
Shall I give you a clue on the piano?
Dew Fairy.
Tiny clue.
Tom Durfee.
There's a clue.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yes, your side has got it.
It's in Hansel and Gretel, Steve.
It's in the forest, you see, when they're, wandering around all lost.
The Dew Fairy is in, as you say, is in Hansel and Gretel. Ian, where might I find Lady Blanche, Cynthius, and Hilarion?
Castle Adamant, which is I think, because they're mostly ladies at the ladies' seminary in Princess Ida.
By Princess Ida by courtesy of Gilbert and Sullivan, right?
That's right. Yes. The name escaped me for a minute.
Dennis, similarly, where might I find two Philistines?
Well, judging from the letters I get from listeners who like classical music, you're looking at one of them. I don't know. If anybody has written an opera called Carry On Samson or something like that.
Or the Three Philistines.
Yeah.
There's a clue. Ian.
Lay in your eyes to sunshine of your smile. Does it start like that?
Not quite. I played...
Oh, right.
There's an extra note in.
Samson and Delilah.
It's all right, your side.
Softly awakes mine.
Yes. Here on the music rest of the mighty Broadstein, I have a piano medley. John, Frank, pens, ink and paper, please. The first 4 tunes are for you to name.
Go.
Thank you. John, first one. It even has words.
Dvorak or something?
No, he came after that. Anybody in the audience know what that's called?
Well, my friends in the front row seem to have it.
No?
No, not that.
No, sorry, right.
Thank you. It's from the Three Bears Suite by Eric Coates, and the words are, who's been sitting in my chair? Then came John.
Number 2.
That's right. Number 2.
And you had a composer there, I think, did you?
How did it go? Didn't notice that.
Can't wait any longer. It's from the Symphonic Variations by Dvorak. Then bum 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 bum.
It's the wedding march.
Lohengrin.
Lohengrin. The bridal chorus, we'll call it, shall we, from Lohengrin. All right, yes, that's half a mark there. And the last one for you?
12th Day of Christmas.
Yes, 12 Days of Christmas, thank you.
Then came Anvil Chorus.
Well, no, it didn't, actually. And anyway, that's not for you. That's over the other side.
Thanks very much.
Now, what was the first one for you? Bum, bum, bum.
It's L'Arlésienne.
Yes, from L'Arlésienne Suite, yes.
Oh, is it?
That's right. Yes, it is. Yes. Then came...
Then that was the Anvil Chorus.
Yes. From, Ian, please.
Trovatore.
Yes, that's right. Then...
I don't know.
Any idea? No. It comes from the Nutcracker Suite, right?
Oh, of course.
Russian dance. And then the last one, Dennis?
I feel so silly when the moon comes out.
Yes, I will give you that, but do you know that's not the title, When the Moon Comes Out? Do you know what the title is? What is the name for somebody who feels silly when the moon comes out?
It comes from Arliss Gibbs.
Yeah.
Moonstruck.
Moonstruck is the title of the song. You have 3 out of 4.
By Jove, we worked for that one.
Dear me.
Please, sir.
Yes, sir.
In case you don't
tell me you live next door to Arliss Gibbs.
Just in case you don't play any Lohengrin for the next 17 years, I had a rather sweet story, not the famous one about the next swan, but you know that Lohengrin is all about this chap who arrives, this knight, and he never gives his name away. And there are 3 acts and about 7 hours music before he finally tells her what his name is. Well, there was a very famous Hungarian tenor, but he was inclined to drink a bit. But they kept up with him because he was such a marvellous singer. He arrived one day, got off the Swan, and they thought, is this one of the nights or isn't it? No, it seemed to be fine, and he sang beautifully. But then he went up to Elsa, the heroine, clicked his heels in Beth Garsman fashion and said, Lohengrin!
Yes. It's like saying Rosebud right at the start of Citizen Kane, isn't it? And destroying what it is. In an earlier edition of My Music, I remember asking each of you what you thought was the most beautiful sound in all music. Not necessarily the best piece of music or your favourite, but the most beautiful sound. I played a little of my own nomination, which was the Miserere of Allegri, on the recording by the choir of King's College, Cambridge. Brought in so many letters that the postman lost patience with me completely. Well, on a slightly lower level, I had a letter from Phyllis Tucker of Wimborne in Dorset, who wonders what you would nominate as the nicest form of music. For her, it's the sound of cowbells on a Swiss mountainside. For you, I wonder what, the nicest or perhaps the most evocative sound? John?
You want an evocative?
Yes, an evocative sound, perhaps musical or tone. What?
Well, there are so many sounds that are evocative, aren't there?
Just one for the mark, John.
Well, when I'm feeling hungry, perhaps the sheep out of Don Quixote.
Oh, yes, in the Richard Strauss score.
Come.
Yes, complete with the mid-sauce. Frank, you've had a bit more time to think about it. An evocative sound, favourite? Nice.
Well, I was a rector of St Andrews University, and I used to go to the university chapel on Sundays when I was up there, and many, many times a hymn used to come up, which was, the tune was an air from Handel's Judas Maccabeus. And on the last verse, there was a soprano descant, which soared, absolutely soared like fireworks or silver birds or something. And it was so beautiful and so something. I used to sort of laugh out loud and almost cheer with pleasure.
Yes, a good descant is a very lovely answer, really. Yeah. Ian, nice sound, evocative sound?
We're just talking about something nice that sort of puts a smile onto your face and would be evocative for me as well, is an artist that's already been mentioned on this programme, a chap called Stefan Grappelli. Because when I was a boy, I used to hear records of him with Django Reinhardt playing the guitar, and immediately this was a sound, it was a cheerful sound and a wonderful rhythm.
I was his pianist. I used to work in his band, and I still like the sound of his fiddle playing.
Yes.
Dennis, evocative, nice sound?
There was an awful urge to say bagpipes receding into the distance. Yes. In the sense of memory, evocative in a very wide sense. Long time ago, we did the kind of sister program to this, My Word, at Cambridge. It was the first time I'd ever been to Cambridge. I know Frank remembers this. It was the most gorgeous summer evening, and before the program started, we had a drink at a hotel which had lawns that led down to the river, and on the river there was a boy and a girl in a punt who were floating away in the punt with a gramophone, before they were record players, I think. And as that sound receded, that open air sound of a record player on a river on a summer evening and slowly going away. And that's one bit of music I've never forgotten.
Yes, very
Wagnerian.
Very, very evocative. I have the advantage over you all in that I can actually, knowing about this, I can pick of it. The most evocative sound for me would have to be bird song, and for me it would be this. Frozen Northern Wastes. It's the song of the great northern diver. What's that?
While you were playing that, I said to Frank, a bittern? And he said, Dankeschön.
Oh, lovely. When I really want to boast about you four and my pride in you, I tell people how you can identify a piece of music from just a single chord. You all know, for instance, what begins like this. Yes, the audience knows as well. The Wedding March. What you got wrong not long ago was the occasion on which the two most popular pieces of wedding music occur. And Jack Jennings wrote to me from Hereford to say, in verse, I heard my music on Wednesday night, an interesting programme for us, but the couple go down to the Wedding March and up for the bridal chorus. I think it was you, Frank, who went the wrong way along the aisle to the sound of the wrong piece of music.
Interesting poet.
I had a feeling you might get even. John, a single chord and from the middle of something, but I think it's identifiable.
You think it's what?
Identifiable.
Oh.
Listen.
Yes. Pictures at an exhibition.
Yes, it does work, you see, yes. Catacombs from Pictures at an Exhibition, yeah. Partly the chord itself, but also, of course, very much the scoring, the way it's voiced between the brass instruments. Frank, yours is really only one chord with one word, but I've added a bass run just before it. What does this come from?
It comes from the last night of the proms.
Yes, it might well do
Rule
that.
Britannia.
Yes, Rule Britannia by Arne, that's right.
Arne, the great Dr. Arne.
Yes, there's a wit in Trumpington, Cambridge, wrote to say Casey would waltz with a strawberry blonde and the band played Arne. Right? Yes, right. Ian, for you, a single note from Harry Seacombe. The song, please.
Through my dreams and...
You're more in tune than he was, actually.
There's a wonderful story about Harry in a show called Pickwick when these chest radio mics had just started coming in. And he had this thing on, and they hadn't realised that they were on the same frequency as the planes coming into Heathrow. And this poor captain, you know, all the way from New York and just on the last bit and expecting to be talked down. And he was getting, if I ruled the world.
I can tell you about how the only time I ever met Harry Seacombe, we shook hands and he looked up at me and he said, I used to be like you know, but I was struck by a lift.
What a gorgeous man, Harry. Yeah. Dennis, who is this singer? You'll hear a whole introduction first, very nice one actually, and then one word. I'd also like the name of the song too, please, if you can manage it.
Would you like the name of the album?
Yes, all right, yes.
Only the Lonely.
Yes, and the song?
The song is Spring is Here, Rodgers and Hart.
It's here, yes. The word, of course. And the chord helps you as well, you know.
Yeah.
Spring.
Well, you know, once the voice came up, it was just Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
It could almost come out of Troilus and Cressida of Walton, couldn't it?
I thought that, John. That's what held me back.
Yeah.
Written music is littered with foreign words, or what we in Britain think of as foreign words anyway. John, what does calando mean?
Well, it means kind of dying away, but what the actual derivation, what it means in Italian, I don't really know.
No, you're right, it means slowing down and dying away, and here's an example from the Haydn Symphony. Foreign terms again. What is Sprechgesang?
What's what?
Sprechgesang.
Spracht is speech.
Yes.
Gesang is singing.
So?
And it's, why can't a woman be more like a man?
Yes. Would you like to hear the original? Here's the original.
applause makes the day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune that she whistles night and noon. Her smiles, her frowns,
You use the same technique sometimes in singing, don't you? Just occasionally.
How kind of you to say so. It's a technique perfected by Rex Harrison of speaking to music.
Perfected per force. Yes. Ian, how would you make a Scotch snap?
Well, there's various answers to that. But perhaps the most decorous one would be to say, meow.
Yes. Da-dum, da-dum. A short note followed by a long one. No, don't get nationally carried away, please. Great.
No, nothing very...
Dennis, looking up musical terms in an old encyclopedia, I was delighted to find a reference to something called a vis-a-vis. What, Dennis, is a vis-a-vis?
Well, I can only think that a vis-a-vis is like a sort of face-to-face thing, which you used to get in early television when the cameras were such that they didn't have any kind of depth of focus. So people singing duets used to literally touch noses together when they wanted to do it. Actually, I heard a good musical expression. I'm trying to think who told me that a singer said that the best condition to singing is blotto ma non troppo.
I've never heard that. Yes, that's very nice.
Blotto is the same as pizzicato.
In case anybody should want to know what a vis-a-vis is, it's two pianos or two harpsichords constructed in a sort of rectangle so that two players are facing one another. They are, in fact, vis-a-vis. Well, that completes the viciously competitive part of this week's proceedings. The contestants now relax and offer their party pieces, which this time consists of one answer and three questions. John, how sweet the answer? A song, I think, from Ireland.
How sweet the answer echo makes to music at night, when roused by lute or horn she wakes, and far away on lawns or lakes goes answering light.
I can't remember any more of it.
The remaining songs are all questions, beginning with Frank's Can't We Talk It Over?
Clambering out of a cold. Can't we talk it over? Let's talk it over before you tell me you're through. Can't we sit together and figure whether this is the right thing to do? I hate the thought of spending nights all alone, missing the thrill of nights that we've known. Can't we talk it over before it's over, before you whisper goodbye forever? Let's talk it over, dear.
Dennis's question was an early Tin Pan Alley example of black humour. Ain't it grand to be bloomin' well dead?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
right.
Look at the mourners drinking my whiskey. Ain't it grand to be bloomin' well dead? Look at the florist counting his profit. Ain't it grand to be bloomin' well dead? We come from clay and we all go back one day. So don't throw a brick, 'cause it might be your Auntie May. Look at this, laughing her head off. Ain't it grand? Can't we talk it over?
Ian, it seems ages since I asked you if you knew this song, and you not only said yes, you said yes indeed. Can I Forget You?
forget you, or will my heart remind me that once we walked in a moonlit dream? Can I forget you, or will my heart remind me how sweet you made the moonlight seem? Will the glory of your nearness fade as moonlight fades in a veil of rain? Can I forget you when every night reminds me how much I want you back again?
Lovely song by Jerome Kern, with words incidentally by Oscar Hammerstein, the same Hammerstein who later teamed up with Richard Rodgers. Talking of teams, our teams have battled this week to a victory. Very tiny one. 4. Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Goodbye.
Taking part in My Music were John Amos, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race and the programme was produced by Tony Schreier. We present My Music. A musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
Thank you. It's My Music. What else could possibly begin with the introduction of John Amos and Frank Muir, and on the other side, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. In the opening round this week we have 4 outstandingly good tunes. John, you first. Who is this young lady singing and whom does she love?
It's Mozart, and it's one of the German operas.
He's singing very high, isn't he?
I think I think it's the magic flute.
You were more right in the second half of your first sentence than in your first half.
Well, then it's die Entführung aus dem Serail.
No, it comes from... I shall get letters if I say this. I was correct. It comes from... If it's Mozart, it comes from Mozart's Fidelio. Because...
Oh, my lordy, yes. Lord. Yes,
she loves...
Beethoven taking on the mantle of Mozart.
Thank you. Yes. That's right. She loves Fidelio, equals Leonora in disguise. Who is she, please, in Fidelio? Get your good name back.
Oh, Marcellina.
Thank you. Yes. The singer there was Helen Donat. I can't resist mentioning another of Beethoven's young ladies. This one was advertised in a concert at the Philharmonic Hall, Liverpool, Miss A. Solemnis. That was on the advertisement. Miss A. Solemnis. Girlfriend of Beethoven's. Frank. Sorry, Dennis.
I don't know who did this, unfortunately, but you know the Requiem Mass? Well, I saw it printed on one of these things for old records that I get sent as Requiem, Mass. So it looked like the town of Requiem in Massachusetts.
Oh, yes. Frank, when you hear a piece of music, you immediately know what key it's in. What key is it in?
Melody in F.
Exactly.
You did play it in F. It wasn't a
Yeah,
trick
no, I know. I
question.
played it in F. No, I played it in F. One of our supporters, Mr. J.R. Hale of Redhill in Surrey, says he dimly remembers some broadcaster saying that he'd had so many requests for melody in F that he was going to play it twice, or rather each bar twice. And when I got Mr. Hale's letter, I tried it out. It's rather nice. Each bar of melody in F played twice. Listen. Isn't that pretty?
Comes out a bit bells across the meadow,
Just
but
a
very
bit.
nice.
One of the big orchestras, once did that, a recording session when they were doing Zampa with a conductor they didn't particularly like. And they put in an extra beat in every bar. Da-di-dum, bum, 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 ba-di-dum, bum, 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 ba-di-di-di-di-da-da-da-di-da-da.
Very
He kept on
nasty.
stopping him saying, do you mind if we do that once again?
Yes. Ian, quite serious now. Another good tune, this one by Schumann. But who was the singer?
Sleep, my darling, winds in the branches are sighing, whispering softly all that my heart is crying.
Oh, I knew that voice very well.
Four names.
It's
four names.
I thought it was three names, hinge and bracket.
And what nationality?
Sounds Dutch.
Sounds Dutch, but
Flemish. Sounds like a painter.
oh yes, Jan van de Goot.
Jan van der Goot.
And
it was. Yes.
a dear man.
Yes. I mentioned four good tunes. Dennis, for you, yet another good tune. What can you tell me about this?
An awful lot of stirring in the audience when that one. Much
Yes,
more
affectionate
for
stirring.
your young Van der Goot.
I think they like the tune better than the film, probably, but that's just my thought.
Isn't it? I haven't seen the film. Isn't that the thing that John Williams did for something? But
Yes.
I don't know what the film was. I can't remember.
The Deer
I've heard
Hunter.
it play. The Deer Hunt. That's right. It's sort of requested a lot, isn't it?
Yes, it is. John Williams, yes, playing Cavatina, composed by Stanley Myers. A miscellany of questions. John, yours is quite practical. What, please, is a paradiddle?
A paradiddle.
A paradiddle.
Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle diddle.
You don't know what type of thing it is at all, do you?
No idea.
Frank, do you know what a paradiddle is?
It's a badly packed parachute.
That's rather very, very likely. I'll tell you, a paradiddle is a drum beat. It's a sort of technique of drum. It's you do two with one hand. It's right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right.
Buddy, can't you spare a paradigm?
Frank, back into 19th century history, at the time of the Paris Commune, a well-known person remarked to his wife, "I am alarmed that Prussia may not have crushed the people sufficiently." Who said that?
Herr Johann Wilhelm.
Would you like a musical clue?
Yes, I would. It was said by Herr Wagner.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
According to his
All
wife's
fair.
diary, it was said by Wagner, and you've collected a mark, thanks to a clue.
Extraordinary thing for you to say.
Yes, wasn't it? That's why I thought it worth reporting. Ian, what can you tell me about Vakai?
Oh, quite a lot as it happens.
Not too much.
No.
Just enough.
No.
Enough.
Vakai is a marvellous book of
That's enough.
exercises
No.
for singers. I think it was composed in about 1914, and many singers sing through this book of exercises every day of their lives in order to keep the voice supple. They're marvellous. I would recommend them to any singer.
Dennis?
Yeah.
Dennis.
I'm waiting.
More than most.
I'm waiting till it comes out in paperback.
Wait for the film.
I'm doing the movie version.
Yes. Right, Dennis, which song do you associate with Blondel?
Blondel. If you mean Joan.
Well, I thought you might think I meant Joan Blondel.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I know the one, Blondel, yes. He was the minstrel who went... Oh, it's one of these things you vaguely told about in youth. He went touring around Europe looking for Richard the Lionheart.
That's right.
And he kept knocking at castle doors and singing the well-known medieval song, Open the Door. The song, as I recall, that last time was mentioned on this program, John had never heard.
But Open the Door, Richard is the song.
Open the Door, Richard.
Well, it was How Much is that doggy in the window that John
how
had
much
never
is
heard
that doggy
of.
in the
Yes,
window you'd
that's
never
the
heard?
one.
That's right.
Never let him forget that.
Yeah.
I know the other one
You
because
do
it's
know the
very
other.
like Stravinsky's Concerto for the Wind. Yes.
It's rather a nice story. It was before Dennis ruined it. Blondel went round Europe singing a song which Richard I himself, Richard the Lionheart, had composed until he got a reply from inside. And would you like to hear a little bit of the actual song that
Is
Richard
there
I
any way
wrote?
we're not going to hear a little bit of
No
it?
way at
No.
all. Let's hear it. I see you enjoyed that, didn't you?
Did he write anything else this time?
Yeah. Right, let's press on. Mrs. Betty Askew of Ashford in Kent draws our attention to 5-finger exercises. Like that. It's surprising how many tunes you can make out of those 5 notes without moving the hand or crossing the fingers over. For example, this Stravinsky theme uses only those 5 notes. Though in another key. John, is the big finale theme from Beethoven's 9th Symphony a 5-note tune or not? Paul, why do you think through it?
Yes. So far.
But it later goes... And that note is not. So there you dropped a mark. Yeah. Frank, how about the Grand Old Duke of York? Could he be rendered on 5 fingers only?
Yes.
Right.
Let's get on.
Ian, here's something rather nicer, Ian, a recording by our old friend Owen Brannigan.
Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clements. You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. Lend me 5 shillings, say the bells of St. Helens. When will you pay me, says the bell of Old Bailey.
Isn't that lovely? Lovely, isn't it? Branny's version isn't confined to 5 notes because he changes key, but Ian, is the traditional Oranges and Lemons a 5-note piece?
Drawing a bow bell at a venture, I would say no.
You would be wrong. Because it is, it fits. Within the 5 notes. Yes. Dennis, a Louis Armstrong favourite, which became a favourite song for football crowds, is another 5-note song. Can you name the club most involved?
I don't even know the song. A Louis Armstrong song.
Yes.
It's all in the game. I presume you mean when the Saints go marching in.
Ah, you've got it. Let's hear just a little bit.
Southampton.
Hear a little bit of it. Yes, you got it. Right. Here's Louis.
He knows everything this way.
so on.
No, Richard I wrote that.
There's a theme running through this next round, a single word theme. John, a certain sonata had 4 movements, each one with a name. Emerson, Hawthorne, the Alcotts and Thoreau. The composer was, strictly speaking, an amateur, being a businessman by profession. Who was he?
He was Charles Ives.
Yes, and that's
but he had been through the musical mill.
Oh yes, but by profession he was not a professional musician. Which is why I said that, yeah. Frank, talking of Ives, here's Burl Ives. I'm going to play you the first 3 lines of one of his imitable songs.
Go on.
And ask you to supply a 4th line for the lyric. Right, here we go.
Mr. Makeup Man, open up your magic case. I feel sad inside. Please do something about my face. Make me smile again and laugh like I was worry-free.
And sing one more encore of Judas Maccabee.
Unlikely, but it gets you a mark. Yeah. His line was, try to make me look once more the way I used to be. Ian, Ives is the subject of this round, obviously. What did Bill Ives become one day in May 1978?
That has a very familiar ring.
Bill Ives.
You'll have to give me a little hint, I think.
Well, yes, I must do. Alistair Thompson stopped being something and Bill Ives became it.
Yes, became another king.
Yes.
Singer.
Yes, he's Alistair Thompson's replacement in The King's Singers.
Had you mentioned the name of Brian Kay, that's a name I will never forget among the King's Singers, because last spring at a music conference in Cambridge, it was decided that we would have a photograph taken in the centre of the fountain of King's College, and there's a lot of water around. And David Wilcox said, if we get a ladder, we can all climb across the ladder, and we get across this ladder in the failing light. And I'm halfway back when my bifocal glasses fall out of my inside jacket pocket and go into the fountain. And it was Brian Kay who bravely took off his dinner jacket, rolled his sleeve up to the shoulder, and rescued my bifocals from a deep fountain in the middle of King's. So he is a King singer in every sense.
Knowing Brian, I thought he would dive in.
The only King singer I know is King Richard I.
Yeah.
Dennis, still on the subject of Ives, 2 songs that begin with the word Ive. I've got a feeling you're fooling, and I've got a feeling I'm falling.
I got a feeling you're fooling, I got a feeling you're having fun, I'm going to go by when you are done fooling with me. And the other one's lovely, the other one's the Fat Swallow, Billy Rose. I'm flying high, but I've got a feeling I'm falling.
Yes, that's absolutely right. That's the way to answer questions in my music.
It's a bit late to get round me now.
I have an album of comic songs. John, one of the songs is called Old King Cole, His Life and Death. In the song, his fiddlers 3 have names. They're called Paganini, Mori, and Spagnoletti. It's a topical song of the day. Can you make a guess at which day, the year? Paganini had just passed on when this song came out. So have a guess, quick.
Just 1872.
Oh no, much too late, no. Paganini died in 1840. The songs in the album are dated 1834 to 1841. Frank, the song Going Out A-Shooting was sung, and I quote here, with unbounded applause by Mr. W.H. Williams at the Royal Gardens, Vauxhall, and the Sydney Gardens, Bath. Vauxhall Gardens, Frank. Among others who went there were Evelina, Pendennis, Joseph Sedley, and Boz. Can you just name them? Evelina was
written by Fanny Burney.
Thank you. Pendennis?
Pendennis was Thackeray.
Yes.
And Pendennis thought it was a fashionable place, and it was the last knockings of it.
Yes, that's right. How about Joseph Sedley? Where would we find him?
Joseph Sedley is Vanity Fair.
Yes, and Boz was?
Boz, the thing in Boz was very interesting because it was Vauxhall Gardens by day. There's a marvellous evocation of like seeing a nightclub in daylight. It's all sort of nasty and tatty.
I think you get a mark for all that. Why not? Yes. Ian, quote, "The fine young English lady, one of the modern school, a ballad of the modern time written by a fine young single gentleman. That song was a sequel. Do you know what the original was?"
Well, I suppose it must have been a fine old English gentleman.
Like a fine old English gentleman, all of the olden time was the original song.
Cold last night.
Yes. Dennis, finally, there's a song called Wanted, a Sweetheart. Now, bearing in mind those parody book titles we used to quote as kids, remember the Broken Window by Eva Brick? Remember that lot? No?
I used to quote, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if you could make a guess at who might have written Wanted, a Sweetheart. Wanted,
well, not without
sweetheart.
hanging you around. You get on to the next round and come back to me for this, will you? Go on, you've got nothing better to do. Yes.
Okay, and I will then actually tell you, after you've told, I'll tell you what the name of the writer actually was. But I'll save it until the end of the next round. What a good idea. Right. A very simple round. Next, I give you the title of a song or aria, and you tell me the name of the show or opera from which it comes. I think this need not detain us long. John, where'er you walk from...
Smelling.
Or Semele, yes, Handel. Frank, long ago and far away from...
A Dream Stream and Cover Girl.
Yeah. Ian, embroidery in childhood from...
Peter Grimes.
Yes. And Dennis, South America, take it away from...
From Call Me Mr. Harold.
Yes, that's right. You haven't had long, but can we come back to you
Wanted
now? Wanted a Sweetheart.
By Marion Haste.
Oh, yeah. It is, yes, I compliment you on that. It is my absolute pleasure to tell you that the actual writer of Wanted a Sweetheart was, incredibly enough, I Blew It. It's in the book. I Blew It. John is about to sing I Love You in German. Frank will tell how you stepped out of a dream. Dennis serenades Ida. And Ian rhapsodizes about Sylvia. In short, 4 love songs. John, Ich liebe dich. Music by Edvard Grieg. Words from a poem by Hans Andersen. Not everybody knows
Why do you want me to sing it in German?
Oh, sing it in any lingo you care.
All right, I'll sing it in Choctaw.
My every thought is now with you, beloved. You are my heart's own first and only love. I love you more than words can ever tell you. I worship you. I worship you. I worship you now and eternally. I worship you now and eternally.
Frank, you stepped out of a dream. Brought fame and riches to Tony Martin. What will it do for you, I wonder? You stepped out of a dream.
This mess that ensues is not the fault of the tune.
There's the note.
As the French say, it's faux de mieux. Where are we? You stepped out of a dream. You were too wonderful to be what you seem. Could there be lips like yours? Could there be eyes like yours? Could there be smiles like yours? Honest and truly, you stepped out of a cloud. You are too wonderful. Da, 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 da. and have you all to myself, alone and apart, out of the dream, and safe in my heart.
Dennis, yours is in soft shoe style. Dance musicians always calls it schottisch tempo, you know. Schottisch tempo.
Well, I think you should have a knees up on it. If, you know... Ida, sweet as apple cider, sweeter than all I know. Come out in the silvery moonlight of love we whisper, so soft and low. Seems I can't live without you. Listen, my honeydew. I idolize you. I love you, you were very good, very good. I think music lovers everywhere would have been glad to have noticed traces of laryngitis approaching. And welcome. Yes,
welcome too.
Yes.
Ian has a song for us with music by the splendidly named composer Ole Speaks. The words are by the scarcely less memorable Clinton Scollard. Right, Paul Robeson used to sing this one. Transpose it up an octave and a half or so. We have the key to Ian Wallace and Sylvia.
Sylvia's hair is like the night, touched with glancing starry beams. Such a face as drifts through dreams. This is Sylvia to the sight, and the touch of Sylvia's hand is as light as milkweed down. When the meads are golden brown, and the autumn fills the land, Sylvia, such a face as drifts through dreams. This is Sylvia to the
That will bring back some memories. A song from 1914, and talking of numbers, that reminds me there's a score to announce. A victory this week for Ian Wallace and Denis Norden.
Taking part in My Music were John Amos, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race, and the program was produced by Tony Schreier. We present My Music, a musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
Thank you. From our stately Pleasure Dome in Kensington, we present another edition of My Music, the contestants being, as ever, John Amos and Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. John, first question to you. This first round features some unusual instruments. John, J.S. Bach, of Bach fame, is believed to have invented this instrument. Cello-ish, but not the cello.
Yes, usually played on a cello. I think it's a six-stringed instrument that looks very like a cello. Now, what did he call it? Viola pomposa?
That's it, the viola pomposa.
Played Bach to font.
According to the record sleeve, a little larger than the viola, in addition to 4 strings tuned like the cello, there is a 5th string tuned to an upper 5th. But however many musical dictionaries you have, that's how many answers you get to what a viola pomposa is, so please don't write. Frank, which instrument is this? The choice of tune is intended to... No.
Always the cor
Not in this case. The choice of tune is intended to put you slightly off the scent. Instrument, Frank.
There's a certain Eastern imprecision there, isn't there?
Yes, in the tune.
Which would suggest that it's an unfettered string instrument. It sounds like a sitar.
Yes, it's the sitar played.
What's it doing, playing?
Sorry. Well, it's trying to make some money, I think.
Understandable.
I think they mistook the name for Guru Andrews.
It does give me an opportunity to bring to your notice an advertisement sent to me by Helen Gunton of Felstead. An advertisement for the Delhi School of Music, which offers tuition on, I quote, the piano, guitar, sitar, violin, flute, any other instruments or vice training. Ian, your turn. These are not unusual instruments, but in this connection they're unusual animals.
Yes. Well, they're animals.
Yes.
What animals in carnival.
Yes, that's right. What are they called?
It's not the elephants, is it?
No, it's not. No, they're not animal-type animals. They're animals. Who does that sort of thing?
People learning the piano.
Yes. Now,
pupils.
What do we call them?
We call them pupils. Piano pupils.
We call them, as Saint-Saëns did, pianists.
Pianists?
Yes, pianists.
Oh, I thought that's what they became after they'd done.
Well, that's what comes of trying to help Ian Wallace, folks.
Well, I'm very grateful, Steve. Thank you.
It's a half mark because you knew the work.
Yes, I did.
Yes, knew the work, yes. I was interested to discover that at Queen Victoria's 35th birthday party, all her children performed. You'll know this, I think, Frank. Princess Louise, aged 6, ended the evening with a grand solo performance of a scale in C. John. Dennis, there is an unusual instrument here. It's called the jawbone. But more to the point is the fact that all the instruments on this record were played by one man. Dennis, first of all, the title. Can you do that?
No.
You don't know the title.
Give me the second of all.
Sunshine Superman. But for your mark, if I tell you that the player first became famous as the Kid Krupa, can you tell me his name?
Well, I would have thought he was earlier than that kind of music. The one I remember used to be called Kid Krupa was Victor Feldman.
Yeah, and that was a much more recent Victor Feldman playing all those instruments on the record.
Yeah.
You have the mark for saying Victor Feldman. Right. Songs about times. Can you sing a line of a song that mentions, John, 3 a.m.? A song that mentions 3 a.m. It's...
One for my baby?
One for my baby and one for the road?
No.
Time was Sinatra's.
2:45.
Ah, yes. 3 a.m. No, 3 a.m.
Oh, it's not Love for Sale, is it?
No, it's...
Cigarette.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning, didn't get it. Frank, 11:30. A song that mentions 11:30.
And at 11:30, well, my idea of heaven is a nice cup of tea.
That's right. Yeah. Ian, here's a very, very tough one for you. 2:45 a.m.
Oh, Frank Sinatra. Oh, what a marvellous bit of luck.
It's that one.
Yes, that one.
He doesn't know it. You bluffer. You don't know it, do you?
No, I don't.
Dennis, can you give him a line?
My baby. It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. And somebody once put it so, stick 'em up, Joe.
It's the breathalyzer song, isn't it?
Yes. Dennis, 8:45 p.m. approximately.
8:45
p.m. approximately.
About 8:45.
Yes, go on.
My love in arms. There's a marvellous split infinitive. My love in arms are gonna tenderly twine.
Yes. This evening about 8:45. That's the song. Yeah. Questions about this and that. John, Telemann. German composer, lived from 1681 to 1767. He wrote a great deal of music, much of which you'll be familiar with, but I wonder, do you know his first names, his Christian names? Telemann.
I thought he was George Philip.
It is George Philip. You get a mark for saying so.
The real answer then is yes, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The answer is yes gets you a mark from your indulgent chairman. Frank, much more recent times, 1906 to be exact. Who was singing for Blackie Norton at the Paradise when all hell broke loose?
Madame Gallicucci.
No, I gave you a very, very good hint with
Irving Berlin.
1906.
San Francisco.
Yes.
So yes.
Who was singing for Blackie Norton at the Paradise?
Who was singing for Blackie Norton? Sir, speak up.
Wasn't that...
Yeah.
Didn't
Judy
Garland, on her Judy Garland at Carnegie Hall record, write a verse which went, I never will forget Jeanette MacDonald. And then she went into San Francisco.
Yes. Blackie Norton was Clark Gable. Jeanette MacDonald played the part of, does anybody here know?
Kelly.
No.
I've lost contact with this question.
Why should you know? It was Mary Blake in the film San Francisco. The exact date, 18th/19th of April, 1906. I thought that might give it to you. In fact, it did to John, didn't it? I think we'll give you the mark, more or less. Ian, a certain book of records nominates the most successful composer of all time. Who would that be?
It couldn't be Richard Rodgers, could it?
No, he's been passed. Dennis, any idea?
Yes.
Well, I would have thought Paul McCartney, but...
The answer is Paul McCartney with 43 songs, each selling more than 1 million copies, 60 gold discs, world sales of 100 million LPs and 100 million single records. And nobody can beat that for earnings from music.
On the other hand, when you get up to that Valhalla of where all the great composers are and you say to Mozart and Beethoven, I got 16 golden discs and so many LPs, he wouldn't know what he was talking about.
60.
They asked for his autograph, though.
60 gold discs, actually. Not 60, yeah. Dennis, your question. In Leslie Hellywell's Filmgoer's Companion, I found references to Amis, Muir, Wallace and Norden, but not to John, Frank, Ian or Dennis of that ilk. As a great film addict, I wonder if you can think of who they were, starting with Amis. Somebody Amis in the film
you do
associated with films.
You do have to work for your questions.
You do, You do, yes.
Amis. I was thinking of the film the compilation film of the 20s had Fats Waller's Amos Behaving.
Yes.
Will that do? Well, I mean, the only other Amos I can think of in films is John's cousin, who only Kingsley Amos, only two can play.
Yeah, of course.
Lucky Jim.
Lucky Jim, of course. Yeah. Yes, he's in the book, so it's Kingsley Amos there. Anybody called Muir in the book? I've got 3 down here.
Well, there's Muir Matheson, who used to do the...
That's very ingenious.
Well, there's Frank Muir, who wrote 2 outlines for an industrial training film. Well, I remember there was a girl called Jean Muir.
Yeah, that's right. Or Esther, or Gavin Muir. Wallace.
Wallace.
Thriller writer.
Yes. General Lew Wallace wrote Ben-Hur, the original Ben-Hur.
Or Edgar Wallace, I was thinking of. Jean or Richard. And how about a Norden in that book?
Christine Norden.
Christine Norden, that's right. Discovered in a cinema queue. Do you remember? Yes, Christine Norden it was. You've got the marks there. We're going to play the numbers game now. Take your pens in hand, pens and paper. As you hear the various bits of songs, gentlemen, write down each number you hear each time you hear it. So, let me give you an example. This doesn't count. Give me 5 minutes more. Only 5 minutes more would be 5 and 5. Okay?
9.
I can see we're going to do well. I'll ask you for a grand total at the end. Meanwhile, if you're ready, we'll begin with the grand old Duke of York. Here we go.
Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, then marched them down again.
I'm 94 this morning, I am 94 today. I'm not so young as I used to be, I'm getting old and grey. But my heart is young and I'm fond of fun and I'm very proud to say I'm getting married on Thursday, though I'm 94 today.
36, 22, 36. My baby, she looks so fine. 36, 22, 36.
Real good friend, through the journey then, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 miles a day. 100 million miracles, 100 million miracles are happening every day.
You made a million dreams come true, and so I'm saying, thanks a million to
Yes, so each time you hear the word, it counts, you see. Not two. No, T-O doesn't count. It has to be spelled correctly.
Every time you hear it?
Yes, every time you hear the number.
Oh, can we start again?
No. What I want now is a grand total. So while you're totalling up that sum, we'll play you a little background music.
It's impossible.
Right, total please. How did you get on? John, your total?
Well, unfortunately there was one I couldn't hear the words of at all, but I make it approximately 201,010,334.
Thank you. Frank? You have to work on this show.
It's far more complicated than that. I make it 200 million, 210,000, and then a string of wines and spirits that I haven't had time. I haven't been given time to add up.
Thank you. Ian, yours, please, total.
I have 202,107,404.
Thank you. That's a very nice, fine number you have there. Dennis, what's your total?
I make it 202,010,620.
Right. For the sake of it...
Can I revise my 202 million... yes, I got 10,744.
Right, thank you very much.
Yes.
And a half.
No.
Well, added VAT.
Look, for the sake of anyone who's trying it at home, we'll hear the medley again and I'll just talk through the numbers. Here we go.
Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had
10,000.
He marched them up to the top of the hill, then marched them down again.
I'm 94.
94. 94 again.
I'm not so young as I used to be, I'm getting old and grey. But my heart is young and I'm fond of fun and I'm very proud to say I'm getting married on Thursday, though I'm
94.
Today.
36. 22. 36.
My baby, she looks so fine.
The same three numbers again. 36, 22, 36. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 100 million. And another 100 million. A million. And another million. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the correct total, 202,010,620, as Denis said. Is that it? Yeah.
Ian took that 36, 22, 36. He thought the girl's measurements were 32, 22, 96. Which would have a shape roughly like a pyramid.
Yes. That's where I went wrong.
What marvellously sheltered life you lead.
I don't know. Right.
Metric.
Yes, metric. That's right. The answer to each of the next 4 questions is in the words of a song, and the songs have all something to do with trees. Very simple, really. John Amos, what did the farrier shout?
I think it's one of Ian's songs.
Well, it's one of everybody's, really.
Is it?
Call him a blacksmith, if you like, and the blacksmith shouted, ouch! When he hit the stump. Audience, please, and the blacksmith shouted... Chestnuts. Chestnuts, yes, that's right. Great.
Why?
Frank, your turn.
It's a blacksmith's joke fest.
It's underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Frank, where would you expect to find a yellow ribbon?
On a...
Oh, please.
The traffic warden's hat. Oh, yes, of course, the question. Round the old oak tree.
Round the old oak tree.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Ian, where are the chestnuts in blossom, Ian, and when?
Oh, that ties up with the blacksmith, I suppose, in some way. Where are they?
Chestnuts in
blossom.
April in Paris.
Yes, that's right. Denis, whose branches speak of love?
Speak to me of love.
Yes, that's right.
Poinciana, your branches speak to me of love.
That's right, it's your branch. Poinciana is the answer. He is the master of us all, cried Haydn, speaking of Handel. And Mahler, on his deathbed, uttered the single word Mozart, the ultimate compliment. To come down to present company, I wonder, what was the greatest musical compliment you ever paid? Something to spring on you. Yes, paid to you, a musical compliment. Something that pleased you.
I don't think it's happened yet.
Frank, have you had a musical compliment paid to you?
But the compliment is when people discuss this programme and don't mention the singing. But in Edinburgh, a lady, I was on a book signing session, a lady said to me, Mr. Muir, you know you've got a terrible voice. And she said, but I think you're getting a bit better. And she turned to her husband and said, don't you agree, Ian? And he said, no.
Very sweet. Ian, a musical compliment you've received.
Yes. Strangely enough, one of the nicest compliments I was ever paid was also in Edinburgh. It was some years ago at an Edinburgh festival, and a lady came up to me in the street, and she said, I thought your performance last night was absolutely outstanding. And I said, thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you to say that. And she said, yes. She said, Victoria de Los Angeles is very lucky to have you as an accompanist, Mr. Moore.
Does everybody know that story of Harry Lauder going to Edinburgh for the first time for 50 years? And the first half was absolutely leaden. Absolutely leaden. He was just about ready to commit suicide when the secretary of the club came and said, Harry boy, you're doing fine. They're almost smiling.
Denis, anybody ever complimented you?
Well, you know very well, Steve, that addressing that question to me is like asking Attila the Hun, what's the nicest thing that's ever been said about your work for charity?
That'll do me.
It's what they call on civil service forms not applicable.
No, right. NA it is, and we'll press on.
Right.
Let's have some almost singing and some real singing. We come to the singing round. John, lovely old song from you, Silver Threads Among the Gold.
Dedicated to the panel.
Yes. There's your call.
Darling, I am growing old. Silver threads amongst the gold shine upon my brow today. Life is fading fast away. But my darling, you will always be young and fair to me. I'll say it again, yes, my darling, you will be always young and fair to me.
Frank's offering is Peggy O'Neill, jointly written, I see, by Pease, Nelson and Dodge. How splendid they got together. Peggy O'Neill.
Give me a key. Ooh. If her eyes are blue as skies, that's Peggy O'Neill. If she's smiling all the while, that's Peggy O'Neill. If she walks like a shy little rogue, if she talks with a cute little brogue, sweet personality, full of banality, that's Peggy O'Neill. Never, never, never. Dennis, yes.
Dennis's song is Whispering, written, you'll be delighted to know, John, by somebody called Schoenberg. Not yours. Roy Fox's signature tune, wasn't it?
Yes,
Whispering.
from the Monseigneur. Whispering the while you cuddle near me, whispering so no one near can hear me. Each little whisper seems to cheer me. I know it's true, there is no one like you. You're whispering to say you'll never grieve me, whispering just why you'll never leave me. Whisper and say that you'll believe me. Whisper that I love, but you. Near enough. No problem.
And so to Ian, who satisfies a large number of our regular supporters by singing the much requested Makushla. But I'll bet you don't know who wrote the song, Ian. Do you? Who wrote Makushla?
Bach.
No, I...
No, you don't. I'll tell you. Words by Josephine V. Rowe, music by Dermot McMurrow.
Oh, yes, Dermot McMurrow.
1910.
Yes.
Makushla, Makushla, your sweet voice is calling, calling me softly again and again. Makushla, Makushla, I hear its dear pleading. My blue-eyed Makushla, I hear it in vain. Makushla, Makushla, your red lips are saying that death is a dream and love is for aye. Awaken, Makushla,
to stay.
My blue-eyed Bakushla awakened to stay. I wish we could stay, but we can't. The winners this week are Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Goodbye.
Taking part in My Music were John Amos, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race and the program was produced. We present My Music, a musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
Thank you. There are two sides to every question, except in My Music, where there seem to be at least four, always. Here to prove it are the two resident teams, John Amos and Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Do they know the questions in advance? People often ask me, and of course the answer is they don't, but I know in advance the sort of questions they can answer, at least I think I do. Let's find out. John, a little harp music introduces your first question. From a suite for harp, John, you'll have recognised the composer. The question to you is, what is and where might you have found a shoe Britanniard? And isn't that an awful word?
You might have found it at Snape, where the Aldeburgh Festival takes place.
Yes, a shoe Britanniard.
Oh, mixture of Schubert and Britten.
Awful, isn't it? That was from Britain's suite for harp.
Played that. English cabbage. Didn't I?
Austin Ellis told me that that piece was written for him, that suite for harp by Benjamin Britten. And after he'd played it once or twice, Britten said, I notice, Ossian, that although you're playing the notes absolutely right, you're not actually playing what I wrote for the left hand with the left hand. And Ossian said, well, I thought it might be a little, it was a little... So Britten said, would you just once try it the way I wrote it? So he tried it and said, oh, it's better. It's amazing that Britten knew, when he wrote music, exactly what finger was going on which thing.
No harpist. He couldn't be a harpist. He just studied the harp in order to write.
Studied the harp. Julian Bream said exactly the same thing. Wrote a piece for him. Said, well, I think, that's not going to work. Britten says, well, have you tried this with the left hand, that right hand? Blimey, he's right,
Frank, the same composer, this comes from his gorgeous hymn to St. Cecilia.
W.H. Auden.
Love that, but that's not the question.
Not the answer.
It is words by Auden, yes. Frank, the studio where that was recorded was built some years ago. In fact, it was begun in the year 1446. Henry VIII presented the woodwork, yes. Where is it? Where was it recorded?
Well, it's either Eton or King's College, isn't it?
Yes, try the latter. Yes, King's.
Yes. It's King's College.
King's
Steve.
College, Cambridge, yes.
King's College, Steve.
Yes. I don't know if you know, Frank, but if you don't, you'll like it. Ruskin, do you know how he described King's College Chapel? Ruskin said, King's College Chapel looks like a billiard table with its legs in the air. And do you know it does? It does, with those things sticking up at the corner.
I like it.
Well, yeah, so do I, but that's what Ruskin said. Ian, for you, some chamber music, a theme from Quartet No. 2 in D by a 19th century composer. Ian, who was the original composer and what did he not call that tune?
Well, tracking back from Forrest and Wright to Borodin,
yes.
He did not call it Bangles, Baubles and Beads.
He didn't even call it Baubles, Bangles and Beads. No, that's absolutely true. That's what Borodin didn't call it. That's a lovely bit of string quartet writing there. Dennis, when Mozart was very small and writing his first orchestral score, he said to his sister, "Remind me to give the horns something to do." A later musician, who you'll hear now, gave the horns plenty to do. Whose idea was that, Dennis?
Well, the idea was a man who was formerly a classical violinist called de Groot and became a very, very good variety performer with a most magnificently distinctive voice called Stanelli.
Yes, that's right.
And what he did was he called it his horncestra, and he had all sorts of motor car horns. And it was the days, of course, when they were bulb horns, so you could get the different notes, and he very rarely had much trouble tuning them. You know, when other people did these kind of things with the glasses of water, they were always going around sipping the water, and there was always an evaporation problem. But I worked with him quite a few times, and he never seemed to take trouble tuning them at all. They seemed to be in tune.
It was a kind of traffic jam session.
Did you recognise the tune?
Yes, it was Peter,
every senorita, that's right. Peter, that's right. Just in case anybody's wondering, can I just explain, Ian, although his name was de Groot, he wasn't the de Groot who was the famous violinist.
No, but he was a
member of
violinist.
de Groot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's right. We go on to some middles now, middle bits. First of all, John, I'm going to play this on the piano. Something operatic. It's a middle bit. In fact, it's a bit of the middle bit. All right?
Do ask if you need help.
Yes. It's almost certainly Puccini.
Yes. It goes on. It's got to be a long time. It's a long time, folks.
It's the one that the Russians call Bogem.
Yeah.
La Bogem.
Or Puccini called La Bohème. Yes. Which aria? Early on.
Isn't it, They Call Me Mimi?
Yes, it's from They Call Me Mimi. You just about scrambled them up. Frank, a middle bit for you.
No, cute baby.
Yes,
yeah.
That's
Let's
the one.
put out the light and
go to sleep. Yes, that's your mark. Yeah. Middle bit for Ian.
Here we are, out of cigarettes.
And the two.
Holding hands and your
Let's put
out the light and
title.
Two sleepy people.
Two sleepy people, rather like yours in a sense. Yeah, that's right. Dennis, here's yours.
So I went back and kissed her, and when we looked around, the room was singing love songs and dancing up and down. Now we're both so happy because at last we found we just couldn't say goodbye.
Just couldn't say goodbye.
I just couldn't get to the line.
Right. 8 tunes, 8 titles. John and Frank are to name the first 4 songs in my piano medley. Ian and Dennis the second 4. Here we go. Right. What were the titles, please? John and Frank. John, the first one.
Yes. Clarinet Quintet.
By Mozart Clarinet Quintet. Half a mark, yes. Frank?
Yes.
Didn't get it, did you?
I've never heard them.
It's all you have. It's the sidewalks of New York. East side, west side, all around town.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
East side, west side, all around.
That's got it.
Very good.
Then came...
I belong to Glasgow.
Thank you very much. And the fourth one, John would know, I think. Known in Hollywood as In the Heart of a Lonely Poet.
Well, known in the London Orchestra as the Bleak Waltz from the Serenade in C, Opus 48 by Tchaikovsky.
Four from your side. Ian or Dennis, the first one?
She was one of the early birds.
Yes, thank you. And then... No.
Yeah, I found... Well, isn't that the verse of Chitty Bitty Bee?
Yes, that's right. The da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-da. That's right. Two more.
There's a lovely lake in London.
There's a lovely lake in London, and...
Then a bit of wonderful, wonderful Copenhagen.
Yes. John and Frank have 1.5 in that round. Ian and Dennis have 2. Right.
Come down with you.
Frank, would you like to make a young lady very happy?
Always.
Could you?
Yes.
That wasn't the question.
Well, I think this is lovely. The fact is, one of our supporters, Miss M.H. Brown of London West 14, was in a music shop when someone said to the assistant, I want a piece of music. I don't know what it's called, but it starts with 3 bangs. What could it have been? Our friend Miss Brown has been worried ever since as to what piece of music the girl had in mind. It starts with 3 bangs, she said. So I'd like nominations, please. John.
Well, the first one I think of is a piano duet sonata by Mozart, which goes blong, 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 ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Blong,
very,
blong,
very
blong.
possible. Yeah. Frank, 3 bangs. What could she have meant?
I think perhaps any song by the Andrews sisters. Because they wore their hair in a...
I'll buy that, yes. Ian, 3 bangs.
The only 3 bangs I can think of are at the beginning of the overture of The Force of Destiny.
Yes.
Which they say it's like fate knocking at the door.
Yes. Sort of, although the real fate knocking at the door, the Beethoven 5, is of course 4 bangs, isn't it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
That's inflation.
Yes, your 3 bangs, inflation.
But I think there's just 3 in the...
Yeah, that's right, in the Force of Destiny. Dennis, 3 bangs, any ideas?
Well, bang is an onomatopoeic word which could be taken very loosely. I think she meant clang. Clang, clang, clang,
went the trolley.
Or there was a song, do you remember a song that went bim bam boom?
Yes.
Did it bim bam boom?
Yeah. On the whole, I'm inclined to think what she meant was...
I would never call it a bang, no.
No, all right.
Bang, 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 here comes the bogeyman.
But Nellie Wallace used to sing a song that did actually start with the word bang, 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 the hunter and the squire, the something and the something.
Well, that's the one she meant.
Right?
That's the one she meant, yeah.
Nellie Wallace.
Well,
Ian's grandmother.
She was a great artist, and I can claim no relationship at all, unfortunately.
I think she should get it, because it'd be marvellous if it's for her grandmother or something who's expecting Forza del Destino, and she'd get Nellie Wallace.
Quivering.
Yes. We are actually going to turn now to the subject of opera, grand opera. Quite enough of that. It comes from one of the Hoffnung Festival records. Ian, you were on the show, and John, you may have remembered it.
A good pull-up for Meistersinger.
Yeah. John.
Carmen reference, you got it?
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you got it. Good, fine.
John, here is an operatic doctor boasting of his importance. Who is he?
gentile sconsolata, disperata, in sua carrera serrata, finché io voglio stato là, finché io voglio stato là, finché io voglio stato là, si stato là.
What do you want to know? The name of the conductor? Vittorio Gui.
Yes, the recording, the famous Glyndebourne production.
Yes, and the singer is called
Nellie Wallace.
Qui est costui? Is the one character says, who's this fella? Doesn't he?
So
it's Ian Wallace.
Playing the part of Dr.
Bartolo.
Bartolo in Rossini's Barber of Seville, yes. Frank, 4 years before that, Ian recorded this under the baton of Sir Malcolm Sargent.
As bright will shine Great Britain's rays as in King George's glorious days. As bright will shine Great Britain's rays as in King George's glorious days.
Frank, the composer, please, and the work it comes from. Can you manage that?
The singer is Ian Wallace. Half mark.
I'd heard tell of that, yes.
This is sort of quizmanship rather than knowing it, but I suspect it's Gilbert and Sullivan.
Yes. Shall we give him 5 bonus points if he gets the title of the correct opera?
My contact with Gilbert and Sullivan is tenuous, to say the least. I once took part in a Portsmouth festival. It seems improbable, but I did. It was a marvellous idea of having an orchestra and me, and I read Gilbert's poems before he met Sullivan, and the orchestra played Sullivan's music, which Gilbert had nothing to do with. Could it be Iolanthe?
5 marks. Got it. I knew you'd work your way to it somehow, and you did it. Yes. Ian, I won't embarrass you by playing you one of your own recordings. Instead, this is a tenor. Can you identify him? Any ideas, Ian?
Well, you see, he's improved so much those days, but the timbre is unmistakable.
Yes, it was
John
himself.
Amos.
That's right, John Amos, as Ishmael in Bernard Herrmann's operatic version of Moby Dick.
I think it was at that session that Benny Herrmann stopped the orchestra and said, "Horns, why aren't you playing?" And they said, "Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Herrmann, it's very difficult to read. It's written in pencil." He said, "What do you want it written in, neon?"
Well, Dennis's question. Dennis, here's John again, further on in the story of Moby Dick. Dennis, the original Moby Dick, the Herman Melville novel, the characters had splendid names. Can you recall a couple of them?
Yes, they all had strange names.
Yes.
There was Ishmael, which
yes.
John was asking to be called. There was Ishmael's friend, who was that cannibal who was all tattooed, Queequeg, Captain
right.
Ahab.
Yes.
How many?
Starbuck.
Actually, the one question, this came up in a sister program that we do occasionally called My Word, something to do with Moby Dick, and afterwards Frank and I were having an argument, or not an argument, we're having a discussion. What does the word Moby mean? And we never found out, and we're open to suggestions which should be sent to Steve Race.
Yes.
But you know they've done a new version of that, on which the...
Well, I'm not surprised.
on which the instead of the whale, it's a large motorcycle, and it's called Moped Dick.
Well,
bit laboured, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. When you do send your postcards addressed to Denis Norden, tell him that the other people with nice names were Starbuck, Dagu, Tashtego, Pip, Parsi, and of course the ship was the... Do you know
Pequod.
The name? Pequod, that's right, yes. 4 songs now that you may have forgotten. If this closing section of the show were an LP, that's the title you'd give it. 4 songs you may have forgotten. The first, for John, is one that I must admit I hadn't forgotten so much as overlooked. It's Ocean Lied. It's from Massenet's opera Werther. Just this little, rather lovely section. All right, John?
Pourquoi me réveiller au souffle du printemps? Pourquoi me réveiller sur mon front? Je sens tes caresses et pourtant bien proche l'attends de ta rage et des tristesses. Pourquoi me réveiller au souffle du printemps?
Frank's song is not from opera, but from the repertoire of Gus Ellen. It's a great big shame. Right, that note. Okay, Frank?
Not too fast, because
right.
I might stumble and fall. It's a great big shame, and if she'd belonged to me, I'd let her know who's who. Nagging at a fella who is 6'4" and only 4'2". They hadn't been married not a month nor more when underneath the thumb with Jim. Oh, isn't it a pity that the likes of her should put upon the likes of him?
Denis has a song about the variations in time between Italy and here, wherever here may be, when it's night time in Italy.
I couldn't, if you put a pistol to my head, tell you what the tune is. Just remind me. Oh, that
doesn't matter,
Dennis. It doesn't matter. But I'd like to know the tune I'm not doing. When it's night time in Italy, it's Wednesday over here. Oh, an onion in Sicily, make the people cry in California. Why does a fly? How is a bee? What is a wasp when he sits down to tea? If you talk to an Eskimo, his breath'll freeze your ear. When it's night time in Italy, it's Wednesday over here.
Only do like songs like that.
No. How could anyone have forgotten a haunting melody like that?
Yeah, well, they don't write songs like Ian's perfectly splendid song. It's older than both of us put together, and that's pretty old, isn't it? One of those deeply serious songs about a trade calling or profession, the diver. Right.
Oh, yes, that's it. Yes,
I'll see it. Yes, I get you down. In the caverns deep of the ocean cold, the diver is seeking a treasure of gold. Oh dear, I've got some water in my mouth. In the caverns The diver is seeking a treasure of gold, risking his life for the spoils of the wreck, taking rich gems from the dead on her deck. And fearful such sights to the diver must be, walking alone, walking alone, walking alone in the depths.
Now I can either go up or down.
Down.
Dorothy.
Should have gone up, Ian. Should have gone up. Never mind. Sleeping alone in the depths of the sea. All we have time for. The score, thanks to a bit of bonus markery. A victory this week for John Amos and Frank Muir. Goodbye.
Taking part in My Music were John Amos, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race and the programme was produced by Tony Schreier. We present My Music. A musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
Thank you for joining us, but do please stay as I introduce the cast of My Music, John Amos and Frank Muir, competing against Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Right, the first question goes to John Amos. John, here's an orchestral piece. What, please, is the keel row doing in this French setting? John.
Well, I think sometimes when you go to a foreign country, you hear a song and that epitomizes a certain thing about the country. And when Debussy came to England, he found it rather a melancholy place, foggy and wet and dank. And he heard that song, the keel row. And so when he came to write a piece called Gigue Triste,
that's right, from Image pour Orchestre.
It was a sort of portrait of England, and he shoved that tune in.
Actually, Verlaine wrote in London a poem which was set to the tune of the keel row, and Debussy would have known probably the poem with its musical background.
We learn something new every week.
Precisely. Frank, give me the wrong title and the right title, please, to this. An ending for one.
I know a title, yes. i.e. the wrong one, which is Invitation to the Waltz.
Yes.
But it's not that, is it?
No, that's right.
It's Invitation to the Wine and Cheese.
Mr. Nicely. No? Yes, why don't you have a mark? Not Invitation to the Waltz, I'm assured by all kinds of people, but Invitation to the Dance by Weber. Mrs. D.L. Rees of Brighton, as a very little girl, told her parents that she'd been dancing at the school to a tune called Imitation of a Horse. That's the same song. Ian, two people here singing together and singing gloriously too. Who, please, are they?
John gave me a beautiful visual clue as to which one of those people would be by imitating the little pipes of...
I was really giving it to a rather pretty girl in the front row, actually. Well, never mind.
Well, I saw it. At least that's if you want the names of the characters rather than the names of the
characters will do
singers.
nicely, thank you.
One is Papageno, the bird catcher, and the other is Pamina.
That's right.
From the Magic Flute.
Tom Krause and Lucia Pop.
Well, I wouldn't have got either of those, so that's...
This opera, may I just mention, illustrates the danger of telephoning advertisements into a newspaper. Someone representing the new opera group phoned in to the Sheffield Morning Telegraph an advertisement for Mozart's opera, The Magic Suit. And there it actually is, The Magic Suit. Dennis, here's part of a closing cadenza from rather an unusual concerto. Dennis, that comes from the Villa-Lobos Harmonica Concerto. On the same LP, Tommy plays concertos by Benjamin and Arnold. Benjamin and Arnold who? And for that matter, Tommy who?
I thought the Who wrote Tommy.
That's a point, isn't it?
Well, if it's Tommy I thought it would have been Larry Adler, but obviously it's the other one. It's Tommy Riley.
Yes, Tommy
playing
Riley.
the harmonica.
Yes. That's actually, Larry Adler's the other one.
Yes, it's the other one. Well, yes. Oh, well.
Concertos
by... wouldn't have it that way.
He wouldn't, no. Concertos by Benjamin and Arnold. Can you come up with
Well, I suppose that would be Arthur and Malcolm.
How about that, John?
Would it?
It would be, yes. Arthur Benjamin and Malcolm Arnold. Perfect marks to you. There was an old song, or I don't know, it might have been an old recitation, that went, a lady's name was mentioned in the mess. Load of ignominy that word mentioned carries. Ladies' names are constantly being mentioned in song titles. For example.
There's a girl, a great big girl, and all who've ever seen her, they know that every time she grins, she's like a concertina. When she was young, she bought a small mouth organ for a tenor. She swallowed it, and ever since they call her...
They called her, gentleman in the front row grinning, what do they call her?
Louisiana.
Thank you, Louisiana. Yes, that's what they call her.
Where are you?
Wheezy. Wheezy Anna. John, cast your mind back and see if you can remember the name of the man that Gracie Fields was singing about on this record.
There was father and mother and Sister Mary Ann all waiting to welcome.
Albert?
Oh, no, not Albert, no. The audience, please.
Fred Fanakapan.
Thank you. All waiting to welcome Fred Fanakapan. Yes, well, Frank got it, so you'll get the score for your side.
I get all the classical stuff, and you...
You're losing that pretty girl in the front row.
Yes, you are. Her name's Fred Fanakapan. Yeah. Frank, your turn. Who was this girl?
Miss Coed.
Miss Coed, yes.
Was that Betty?
Betty.
Betty Coed. Was that a new lyric applied to an old tune? Because it's such a sort of stirring march.
I don't know.
It seems impossible.
I don't think so. Rudy Vallée, of course, made it famous, didn't he?
Betty Coed for the
Yes, that's right. Ian, for you, a military gentleman.
She was shy and beautiful, and she was young and fair. Never had been kissed because her ma said to beware. Simply village maiden who would coyly pass you by, till the sergeant came along and kissed her on the sly. There he was, full of charm, with his stripes upon his arm. Who is so fearless and brave and bold?
Who is Ian?
Skinnamarink.
Sergeant. Yes, that's right. Sung by, did you recognise?
Oh, yes, because this is part of my youth, Albert Whelan.
Yes, well, you led me to this because it was you who mentioned the song on the other side. May we play just a little bit of Albert Whelan singing the song on the other side of that record?
Please.
Here it is.
Oh, never have a bath till you need one. You know what I mean. You ever have a bath till you need one? 'Cause it only makes you clean. Way out west on the prairie, that's where men are men. They never have a bath till they need one, and they don't even have one then.
Lovely song.
Very Queen Elizabeth I in sentiment.
Yes.
Isn't Albert Whelan?
Yes, yes indeed.
Yes. Stigerbruder, yes.
You know the famous story when he came over to this country and got a job at the Colosseum in the Variety.
Where did he come from? Poland?
Australia.
Australia, yeah.
Oswald Stowell, who was head of the Colosseum, said, "You've got 6 minutes." And he said, "But it takes me 3 minutes to do the routine to get on, and then because he had this cape and the white gloves and the cane and the top hat, and he said, it takes me 3 minutes to take them all off." And he said, 6 minutes is what you have. So the first night at the Colosseum he came on, and he took 3 minutes, took off his gloves, his cape, his hat, and everything. That took 3 minutes. Then put another 3 minutes to put them all on again, and went off to a storm of applause. And Oswald Stowell said, "You win, 15 minutes."
Right. Well, we're still on these names. Dennis, your military gentleman has a more elevated rank than the sergeant we just heard.
When we fought the Yankees and annihilation was near, who was there to lead the charge that took us safe to the rear? Why, it was
Jubilation Tea Corn Pound.
You were right.
I was in the
you were
wrong-
right.
No, I'm sorry. I would have been. I'm not. I can't get up to where Stubby K gets up to.
Yes,
there.
that Jubilation Tea Corn.
Jubilation Tea Corn Pound from
Like,
the Labner.
like the Duke of Plaza Toro. He led his army from the rear.
He was the reason why the South lost.
That's right. One of the reasons. A telling word or phrase is what the songwriter searches for. I thought we'd find out if he found a telling, memorable word or phrase. So these are phrases from songs. John, the drums rum-tumming everywhere. What is that from?
You're not rum-tumming in my memory.
Shall I give you the notes of the phrase? That's got it. Yes. Yes, it's the bars, I think, 15 and 16 of Over There. Yeah. Frank, 3 birds for you. Let there be cuckoos, a lark, and a dove.
Aha. I can get that one.
You don't know that one, John?
Yes, I know that one.
Oh, let John answer.
No, he'll cry all the way home.
No, it's taking coal to Newcastle. Let there be love.
Yes. If anybody happens to know the Nat Cole cheering record. Yeah, that's right.
Cuckoos.
Yes,
cuckoos. Cuckoos.
And the song Let There Be Love. Ian, a question. Could its lovely hum be coming from my heart? There's a line for you.
I dare say it could, but I'm afraid that doesn't...
Shall I play it for you?
Yes, do.
It comes from
Touch
that.
of Grieg.
Yes. Comes from strange music from Song of Norway. Could its lovely hum be coming from my heart? Yeah, I don't think you got that. Do you?
No.
I don't think you did. Right. Dennis, telegraph cables.
Oh.
I'll give you the notes.
Yes, telegraph cable.
Yes.
They sing down the highway and travel each bend in the road. Yeah, I would have taken the other word as epitomizing that song. That's in the first line. A sycamore.
Yes.
Buried in a stream, falling leaves, a sycamore.
Yes.
That sits on the music, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, doesn't it? And the title
is Moonlight in Vermont.
Moonlight in Vermont. Right.
Follow the American poet and thinker in Concord. He couldn't stand music at all, and the only sort of music he liked was the wind whistling through telegraph wires. Thought that was appropriate.
Yes. When you said he didn't like music in Concord, I thought I don't like music in planes either.
But you always introduce the music in planes.
Well, I used to. I don't tell you more. Don't tell you more. Folks, it's piano medley time. 4 tunes for John and Frank to name, another 4 for Ian and Dennis. And 1 or 2 of them go by rather quickly this time. Here we go. Right, first one was only 3 notes long, John.
Appassionata sonata,
Yes,
Beethoven.
Bob-on, yes, the Appassionata sonata, that's right.
Number 2?
Yes, number 2.
Nature boy.
Yes.
Where are your eyes?
Slight confusion, but title's right.
Massenet, Elegy.
Yes, Massenet, Elegy, and the...
Gollywog's
Cakewalk. You've got 4, that's 4 half marks. 2 Dennis, you know the first of your group.
Shake down the stars.
Yes. Ian?
Well, I wasn't quite sure where it came, but there was one from Fledermaus,
Yes.
the Bruder Line.
Yes.
I got that all right.
You liked sisters as well in the title. Can we have sisters as well as brothers?
Oh, yes, brothers and...
Yes.
Yes, brothers and sisters.
La-da-dee-la-da-dum. Right, yes, from Die Fledermaus. Then...
Fly Me to the Moon.
And finally, Dennis, you might... Well, you either of you.
No, actually, Ian got
I got that one. Let's all sing like the birdies sing.
Let's tweet. Full marks all round. Meet the Cambridge Buskers, 2 young Cambridge students with a lot of talent and a certain amount of musical cheek. John, here are the Cambridge Buskers playing a bourrée by Michael Pretorius. John, strictly speaking, a bourrée must be in a certain rhythm and start on a particular beat. Can you elucidate, please?
It begins on the 3rd beat, doesn't it?
Yes, it starts on the 3rd quarter of the bar, that's right. And it's in what sort of time?
About 8:30.
Yes. Duple, triple, quadruple.
Oh, quadruple.
Well, duple, duple time according to the book in which I looked it up, actually.
But that sounds more like Portora than Pretorius.
We'll give you that, though, because it's the right sort of multiple. Yes. Frank, this is not a bourrée, more of a march in a way. Again, it's the Cambridge Buskers. The question to you, who, please, does it bring to mind?
Webster Booth and Anne Ziegler.
In your case, yes.
Or Laurel and Hardy.
Yes, or your Auntie Mabel, who used to go and see their films. Indeed, anybody, yes, all right.
Did you know that the thin one always used to get double the money of the fat one?
Laurel.
Apparently he said, I'm twice as good as he is. So he insisted on double the money.
No, he was the more inventive of the 2, actually. But I don't think he ever got to the point of saying he was twice as good. He used to invent quite a lot of their routine.
I once met Oliver Hardy. Gosh, you ever met Hardy?
No.
Quite something that was, quite a bit. Instead, that was the tune. Used to introduce their films. But do you know the tune that immediately followed that in most of their films, their sound films? Can I just show you on the piano? He used to, and so on. And then they used to play... and so on. I never knew what it was called. Ian, your turn for something easy. Again, the Cambridge Buskers. What, please, is this?
Yes, that's one of those marvellous things that you just can never call to mind. I mean, call the tune to mind, but not the title. Yeah. I mean.
You don't know, do you? It's by...
I know it as well as tum-ta-dum, but I don't know what it's called.
Jascha Heifertz really made it famous. Hora staccato.
Oh, yes.
Did you don't get the mark?
Dinicu.
Yes, Dinicu wrote it. That's right. Dennis, you've heard the Cambridge Buskers 4 times in the past couple of minutes, so you have a clear idea of what instruments they play. What instruments do they play?
Well, one of them's playing an accordion.
Yes, that's right.
And I'm not sure whether the other one's playing that thing that, what's his name, Zamfir plays, a sort of,
not panpipes. No, it's simpler than that.
Oh, well, there's flute.
Yes, flute. Yeah. Flute, doubling, piccolo. That's right. The question for all 4 of you to answer. Same question for everybody. When Verdi was asked, Maestro, what was your greatest achievement? What did he reply? Frank, John, you may perhaps know, or perhaps you can invent something. Maestro, what was your greatest achievement?
I think it's not a musical question, is it?
Well, it's musical because it's to do with Verdi.
Ah, yes. But I mean, the answer isn't Rigoletto or Trovatore, which you might expect.
No.
No, all right. Well, then I think I do know the answer. Do you want me to tell you?
Well, I tell you what, you tell us afterwards.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Frank.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Frank, what did Verdi say?
Why, is it a boring answer?
No, it's rather a nice answer, actually.
Verdi said, in all my operatic career, I've never got the Verdi.
That'll do me. Ian, do you happen to know?
No. It's obviously one of those things that you wouldn't expect, like the day that he went up the Matterhorn on roller skates. Or was so pleased that he hadn't become mentally warped by all those jokes at school about verdigris.
That's a lovely thought, actually. Speaking of somebody called Race, I know what school jokes can be like. Dennis, what do you think Verdi said? Maestro, what was your greatest achievement? And he replied...
So I got my stuff plugged 3 weeks running on my music.
Yes, up in the Elysian fields.
What's the dull answer?
What do you think
he
said?
was very proud of two things. One was that he chose very good cattle at Cremona, the stock market. And the other thing was he built an old people's home, old musicians' home.
He replied, Sir, my greatest achievement was the home for aged musicians which I built near Milan. And you've got 2 bonus marks, John.
The Casa Riposa.
Love is the subject of the party pieces which our singers offer this week. The Power of Love, A Love Affair as Fun, from Adam and Eve to Scarlet and Rhett, Love in the Parlour, and Love, thanks to Mozart, in the Seraglio. John, tell us about The Power of Love and give us an idea of where it comes from.
The Power of Love is a Danish folk song, and we don't always think very much of the Danish folk songs, but they are sometimes very beautiful. And this one was collected by Mr. Tangström and Mr. Percy Granger from Australia.
Why are you talking like that?
Why am I talking like that? Well, this is what I imagine is a sort of Danish accent.
Oh, I see. Oh, yes.
You got the point.
Yes.
Sing it in English.
And the song goes... The trees they grow so tall along the northern shore. From trunk to limb to branch to leaf they grow so high. The power of love is like a tree, so strong from top to root. And so is likewise true love and the heart's desire in summertime, in summertime.
Nice words.
There's a wonderful setting of it, several settings by Percy Granger. One of them in a Danish folk suite.
Yes, The Power of Love.
Beautiful piece.
Right, I mentioned From Adam and Eve to Scarlet and Rhett, and if you know those old songs, you'll know that's Our Love Affair, which Frank is going to sing in, Frank, I think, E-flat. Right.
Our love affair will be such fun, will be the envy of everyone. Those famous lovers, we'll make them forget. From Adam and Eve to Scarlet and Rhett. When youth has had its final fling, we'll spend our evenings remembering two happy people who'll say on the square, isn't ours a lovely love affair?
I suppose people still have parlours, they just don't sing about them anymore. Dennis, she pushed me into the parlour.
Anybody who remembers this qualifies for that Verdi's Home for Aged Music. She pushed me into the parlour. No, just let me hear the tune. She
push you into Verdi's home.
She pushed me into the parlour, pushed the parlour door. pushed herself upon my knee, pushed a kisser in front of me. She pushed me round to the jeweller near the hippodrome. She pushed me in front of the clergyman, and then she pushed me home.
Whether you call the Mozart opera Il Seraglio or something even less pronounceable, it still includes a song absolutely tailor-made for Ian, When a Maiden Takes Your Fancy.
It's a very detached view, this, of course, of love affairs, because this is sung by the keeper of the harem.
You may think you've found a woman who'll be faithful all your life. You may smother her with kisses, nuptial joys and wedded blisses, sure that she's the perfect wife, sure that she's the perfect wife, perfect wife. Most of all, you must be careful when the moon is shining bright, or she'll fall a victim handy to the first young passing dandy, and to virtue it's good night, and to virtue it's good night, it's good night. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la.
Jennifer, we've got some help for us, haven't we?
Some of those low notes destroyed all my preconceptions about the keeper of the harem.
I was only giving a character performance.
Never you mind Osmine, it was lovely. I've got a final score around here. A resounding victory for John Amis and Frank Muir. Good night.
Taking part in My Music were John Amis, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race and the program was produced by Tony Schreier. We present My Music, a musical panel game devised by Edward J. Mason and Tony Schreier. And here to introduce the teams is Steve Race.
A word, I pray you, sweet ladies and gentlemen, as I introduce another edition of My Music. And that means the participants, as usual, John Amis and Frank Muir versus Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. Straight to the first question. John, some music and then a question. John, where was Handel born?
Where was what?
Handel born.
Where was Handel?
Where was Handel born?
Yes.
I should explain, it suddenly occurred to me that it wasn't necessary to have any relationship at all between the music and the question. I thought he
wasn't born in Sing Sing, was he?
No, we just enjoyed, if we did, a bit of Lionel Hampton Band and Buddy Rich there.
Oh, I see.
So,
I think he was born in Halle.
Halle, which is in
Germany.
Yes, and where did he die? In
London, I think.
In London, which is in Great Britain. Yes, and you've got the starting marks. So, pursuing the same idea, Frank Muir, your question.
What?
Frank, how old was Mozart?
Well, it varied a little, didn't it?
I have a special sort of kink, a special reason for asking. I think there's a good answer. How old was Mozart? How old was Schubert? He was 29, obviously, wasn't he?
Yeah.
How old was...
Mozart then was about... Oh, I see what you mean. How old was... Mozart was 7.
Yes, he was. That's right. How old
Mendelssohn was 11.
Well, I think Mendelssohn was about 16, actually.
Was he?
How old was Beethoven?
Beethoven was 60.
At least, yes.
Yeah.
Because he only got to 57 anyway. How old was Sir Harry Lauder, Ian?
Oh, about 35.
Oh, no.
I thought he was about 51, actually.
I came to Harry Lauder very early in my life, and had records of him when I was about 5.
Well, nobody's perfect.
No.
Well, next question.
Complete change of subject. We'll go back to the real world now. Ian, a singer for you, please, to identify.
And Cupid hath a garden where the women are the flowers, and lovers' loves and lovers' tears, the sunshine and the showers.
You really should have given that one to Frank, because at long last he's always been able to say General Booth.
I've been saying it ever since we started. It was, in fact, yes.
Yes, it was Webster Booth.
Yeah.
The amazing thing about that song, The English Rose from Merry England, is that there's a baritone called Bruce Dargable who could give the most amazing concert of any singer I've ever heard of, except possibly Ema Sumac. And he would begin the evening, right down at the bottom, he'd sing things like Oasis and Osiris from the Magic Flute, way down there. Then he'd work his way up to the prologue from Pagliacci, and I don't know whether he ever did the Largo al Factotum from the Barber of Seville, but he used to finish the evening by singing that very song, The English Rose from Merry England, in the original key with the top C.
True tenor song, yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Yes. I'm delighted to tell you that Mrs. S. Miller of Suffolk went into a record shop and asked the assistant there, have you got a record of Merry England? And the assistant said, Merry what? We've all felt a bit like that sometimes.
She's probably Scottish.
Dennis, have you ever felt depressed about your singing voice? Tell us.
Well, I've given up sobbing myself to sleep.
Yeah, good. I'll tell you why. Here is somebody in a film to whom I think you could give lessons. The question is, who is it and what was the film?
Deep in the heart of you know what is the biggest rose that grows. Size isn't what my girl has got.
But a rose is a rose is a rose.
Say, that's cute. It's the little things in Texas I love. There's a girl with a very small waist who gives me a very small squeeze. But oh, her heart is big as Texas.
Well, he's 100 times better than me. He's practically in tune.
You can get a mark by knowing his name and the name of the show.
No, I don't know either.
Don't you really?
No.
That was Alice Faye we heard singing about 4 notes there at the end of the verse. It was in State Fair.
Oh, that would be the... Yes. That's the Pat Boone State Fair, isn't it? It's not
right.
the Dick Haynes
film.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'll have to tell you, it was Tom Ewell.
Oh.
Tom Ewell singing. We don't get the mark. Simple enough questions now. What is happening in this music? 3 of the questions come from the world of opera. The 4th, Dennis, does not.
Oh, good. Really matters.
John, what is happening here?
Did you miss your train?
Not yet.
Why did you leave me? And what was the thing you so wanted to tell me?
Will you marry me?
Oh, man of
It's a question of dial-a-wife.
Yes, that's right. What's happening?
A man
Where is
who has been trying to get a word in edgeways for some time with his girlfriend, but she's on the telephone all the time. So in desperation, he goes out to a call box and manages to get through.
Yes. And proposes, and that's Ben proposing to Lucy in Manotti's...
the telephone.
The telephone, yes. Frank, what is happening here? Well?
The soprano is standing on a loose floorboard. It's singing beautifully.
Yes. Can you help, John? Do you know what that's from?
Well, it's just one of those sort of cadenzas, you know?
Yes.
It's usually when the heroine has gone bonkers.
Exactly. You've got another mark there. The heroine being, in that case, could you tell from the voice?
It sounded a bit like Joan Sutherland.
Yes, it was Joan Sutherland in Lucia de Lammermoor. Oh. Ian, what is happening here in this overture?
Steel band.
It's either some of the players or members of the audience trying to get in.
Steel band.
I'm pretty sure you must have introduced this on the radio sometime or other. It's a popular Rossini overture.
In your usual brusque manner.
Yes, in your brusque manner, yes.
Oh.
Thank you, Signor.
Very kind. Well, it must be Il Bruschino.
Or...
Signor Bruschino. Come along, Valachi.
Yeah, I'm not parting with any marks for that. What's happening, Ian, is at that point, and by the direction of the composer, the violinists are striking the instrument with their bows. Tap, 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 tap.
Yes. Oh, well, that's I don't get so interesting as
music stands, surely, not the fiddles.
Well, if you... Yes. No,
it sounds rather metallic.
Yeah. You had to wait for the 20th century before composers make... instrumentalists bang their instruments about.
They're tapping anyway, yes. Thank you. Dennis, what is happening here?
Well, by way of tactful reply, can I misquote another song? It should happen to you. Isn't that the Jane Birkin?
That's right,
thing,
with Serge
Gainsbourg or
yes.
Edinburgh.
Yes, and the answer is they're making a record together.
Yes, they are.
Right. Something is missing from each of these musical excerpts. The question is, what is missing? John, I'll play yours on the piano. The question is, what is missing?
The orchestra.
You can say that again, but more. No, sir. Doesn't work with those chords. No, what's missing is... doesn't it? Bella Figlia from Rigoletto. Frank, here's some string quartet playing. Again, though, something is missing. What's missing?
Horseradish sauce. it's the trout.
Yes. What's missing is... there was the piano part. Yes.
John tells me that it's one of those records which was issued to amateur pianists so they could accompany the strings.
Yes, they could.
So what's missing is the pianoforte.
I thought you'd hired a whole string section just for this question, and because they take it off our salaries if you go.
Well, you wait till your turn.
Oh,
mate.
right.
You've got a symphony orchestra coming. Meanwhile, Ian, yours, rather like John's, is simply a sort of vamp till ready, or rather vamp till unmistakable fill-in phrase. I'll play it again. Right.
John.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
I'm never going to do that again.
What is it that's missing? What's it called?
It's called Caro Nome.
From
Rigoletto.
Right, Dennis, your turn. What is missing here? And I warn you, it's soon over.
What is missing here is my knowledge of symphony orchestra. What is missing? Oh, it's a chap playing the piano. It's Semprini. Semprini is missing there.
Oh, yes, or anybody who plays.
That's it. That's it. Imagine the headline. Semprini is missing.
You can have bad luck. I was once at the Royal Albert Hall when a pianist came on and bowed and sort of adjusted his rings and got it all right and so on and nodded to the orchestra and they played that great thing and he played. Which can happen if you just get slightly adrift. He pulled himself together and got through, but it was one of those rather nasty moments. Two musical families, the Martins and the Rogerses, each made their mark in music. Simple question, though, very simple. When were they born? John, Frank Martin, or perhaps Martin. When was he born? Have a guess.
I should think about 85 years ago. 90 years ago, maybe?
Very near enough. He was born in 1890. Frank, your turn. Dean Martin. When was he born?
Brother of Remy. When was he born?
Yes.
I don't think he was. He was quarried. Distilled. I'd say 1919.
Near enough. 1917 he was born.
Is it?
And the Rogerses. Ian Richard Rogers. When was he born?
I should have thought about 1897.
Well, it says 1902. Yeah, I think. Near enough. Dennis, Ginger Rogers.
Oh, tut. I say so.
Well, Ginger Martin.
Lady's name was mentioned in the middle.
Yes. Slightly before 1920.
Well, I don't think that's good enough, really. 1911.
Really?
1911, yeah. Dennis, you can recoup your mark. There's a particular difference between Richard Rogers and Ginger Rogers.
But I love...
Have you noticed what it is?
Yes. Ginger Rogers is really Virginia McMath. And Richard Rogers wasn't.
No,
it's also Richard Rogers is D-G-E-R-S.
And R-O-G-E-R-S for Ginger.
And Ginger Rogers danced backwards.
I once worked with Ginger Rogers.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
That's right.
In a television film. Or television production.
Saw you. Rotten, wasn't it?
Well, it was a thing called, thank you, Carissima. And she came over from America and did this. And there was a scene that took place down at Gatwick Airport, which apparently looked like one of the American airports. And all that she had to do was to walk out across the tarmac and get into this plane. And every day we were working, she was changing the script. And her part was getting bigger and bigger, and other people's was tending to get a little smaller. But we went down to do this scene where we were waving her off onto this plane. And Warren Mitchell and I were playing a couple of elderly men. And in the way that the scene was played when this particular thing was shot about a week before the final production, we were very happy and waving her away with smiles and clasping one another and waving like this. And by the time that they got to the actual transmission of the thing a week later, the whole script had been changed so that this was a terribly sad scene. But it wasn't possible, of course, to redo that bit of filming. So Warren Mitchell and I looked like a couple of heartless idiots going, The amazing thing about it was that she went into the makeup room before this scene, and in rehearsal she never wore any makeup at all. She didn't try to look glamorous or anything. And she was in that makeup room for about 3 hours, I suppose. And then out came this marvellous Ginger Rogers that I remembered as a boy seeing in Bachelor Mother and all these other films. It was amazing. Absolutely marvellous.
Wonderful character, yeah. A good signature tune is a great asset, and here are 4 signature tunes that you may or may not be able to recognise. John, quite a number of people have shared this signature tune. The song dates from 1812. Over 3 dozen people could claim this as their signature tune already, and more to come. Do you know it?
No, Dennis obviously
does. Well, I associate it with newsreel shots of presidential candidates at the back of a train, waving graciously to whistle stops while the local band plays.
So the rhythm of the tune, dum, dum, da dum, what does that say?
It's Hail to the Chief.
Hail to the Chief. It's the signature tune of the President of the United States. Yes, any president. Well, Dennis, would you like to give him a mark?
Take a mark.
Refuse it.
Go on.
I'll donate it to another programme completely.
Keep your pride.
I'll guess your question.
Give it to charity. Yeah. Frank, whose signature tune might this be? See if you can remember.
Don't know.
Remember, 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 remember.
Guy Fawkes.
Gunpowder, Treason and Plot. Yes.
What on earth?
You know it. Well, shall we get the audience to tell us with one voice? The Wombles. Remember, 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 you're a Womble. Ian, be a mite careful over this signature tune.
I'm always careful.
Whose signature tune?
I know the name of the tune. It's a tune called When Day Is Done.
Yeah. And Dennis probably knows who recorded that version.
Please.
That was Henry Bousset playing the trumpet, I believe.
Yes, with
Paul Whiteman.
But whose signature tune was it?
Well, it was when we used to be our equivalent of Saturday Night Fever was Ambrose from the Mayfair on Saturday
10:30 to 12, I think, wasn't it, on Saturday night? It was Ambrose's signature tune, but that was the Paul Whiteman version. Yeah. Dennis, not a signature tune exactly, but the song that gave the singer her big chance.
Oh, you nasty man, taking your love on the easy plan. Here and there and where you can. Oh, you nasty man.
You know that?
John was going to do this one for me, right?
I know that tune, and I think I know who it is, but I can't remember the name.
It really wasn't her signature tune because she always used to play "You'll Never Know" whenever she did it. But that was the first because I've done more or less a thesis on this lady. She's Alice Faye.
That's right.
And the nicest thing I know that anybody said about her, she had this trembly wet bottom lip, which used to stick out. And somebody said about her that she always looked as though somebody had just removed a trombone from her mouth.
She had a nice nose, didn't she?
Yes.
Oh, she was
good nose.
Just marvellous.
I agree. I loved her.
Oh.
She sang that in the film called George White's Scandals, and when the Fox people saw the rushes, they immediately banged a contract on her.
Wasn't she the first King Kong's bit?
No, Fay Ray.
No, Fay Ray. As in, there are Fay Rays at the bottom of my garden.
Enough, I think, don't you? Enough. The recitalists in this closing section of the show are Mrs. Amis, Muir, Norden and Wallace.
All together?
No, because you're singing severally about Rose, Lulu, Joe and Rose, another Rose, whose name turns out in the end to be Mary. John Rudolph Frimmel, the music from The Vagabond King, Only a Rose.
Got a key?
Only a rose I bring you, only a song dying away, only a smile to keep in memory until we meet another day. Only a rose to whisper, blushing as roses do. I'll bring along a smile and a song for anyone, but only a rose for you.
Now I know what Irving Berlin meant about just like the strain of a haunting refrain. Only Rose.
When he said that last "you," his bottom lip looked a bit like Alice Faye.
It was sort of cross between Kevin O'Connor and Quentin Crisp.
You've got to sing it in uniform with your foot up on a log with a gnarled crutch, and then it sort of flows.
A gnarled crutch.
Well, you know, everything sort of
Clement Crisp.
Concertinas.
Yes. I feel my life is slipping away. I may never end this programme. Frank, taking to the party, Pearl, Rose or Lulu, don't bring Lulu.
Right.
Billy Rhodes wrote this, did you know that?
He wrote a bit of it, didn't he?
Yes, well, he put his name on it anyway.
You can bring Pearl, she's a real nice girl, but don't bring Lulu. You can bring Rose with a turn-up nose, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu always wants to do what us boys don't want her to. Every time she starts around, one the bridge is falling down. You can bring cake or fillets of steak, but don't bring Lulu. Lulu gets blue and goes cuckoo like clock up on the shelf. She's the kind of smarty who breaks up every party. Ah, Lulu, don't bring Lulu. I'll bring her myself. Only a Billy Rose. Only a Billy Rose.
The idea of playing music to dairy herds to stimulate milk production was born, I think, in this song. Somebody plays raggy music to the cattle.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis.
Right.
Have you thought of that?
No, I'd never thought of that.
Right.
I congratulate you, Steve Roger. He always sings. It's another sour pint of milk. You know. He always sings raggy music to the cattle as he swings to and fro upon the saddle of a horse. That is syncopated, gated, and with such a funny meter to the roar of his repeater, how they run when they hear the fella's gun, because the western folk all know he's a highfalutin, scootin', shootin' son of a gun from Arizona. Ragtime cowboy,
Time cowboy,
ragtime cowboy Joe.
We had Rose, Lulu and Joe. Here's another Rose, the Rose of Tralee.
The pale moon was rising above the green mountain. The sun was declining beneath the blue sea. When I strayed with my love near the pure crystal fountain that stands in the beautiful vale of Tralee. She was lovely and fair as a rose in the summer, yet was not her beauty alone that won me. Oh no, it was the truth in her eyes ever adorning that made me love Mary, the Rose of Tralee.
There's one thing I like better than a fortissimo ending, it's a pianissimo ending. Lovely that was. The score, it's a tie. Goodbye.
Taking part in My Music were John Amos, Frank Muir, Ian Wallace and Denis Norden. The chairman was Steve Race. The questions were compiled by Steve Race and the programme was produced by Tony Schreier.